Hello friends, welcome to DataMaking. Last video we discussed about how to create a virtual machine on VirtualBox visualization software, and we installed the Ubuntu on top of the VM we created. From this video onwards, we are going to install the runtime environments like Python, Java and Scala on this virtual machine where we have a Ubuntu operating system, and we are going to install other big data tools like Hadoop, Spark and Kafka. So let's get started. Before we get into the installation step, just open the VirtualBox VM manager. So, so you see the left section where we created the virtual machine, right? I'm going to open this. So before starting it, right? Before starting the VM, I hope you downloaded our course file. So this will be in a download. The download file will be provided when you register for this course. Open this course material. Okay, so extract this zip file. You get the folder name as uh, ecom hyphen real time case study, and you'll have the subfolders like docs where you'll have a installation steps document, and then followed by other projects. Okay, we will discuss when you uh, explore the each module in this project, but for now we'll just stick with the installation step. So if you open this, so first thing is we need to install the uh, Python. Okay, so we'll go in the order Python followed by we can install MySQL, and then we'll start installing the Hadoop. So in this video, we focus on how to install the Python on the Ubuntu operating system. Open this file. Okay, so and you see this uh, installation steps. Now, before we start each, before I start explain about each step, let me start the virtual machine. And now there are two way you can actually execute your installation step, right? One is logging into the VM, and then you have this. You can actually send this file. Installation step files to your email and open that email in a virtual machine and use that step. Otherwise, we can use a WinSCP tool. We have a utility called WinSCP, which you would have installed during the how to import the pre-built VM into the Oracle VirtualBox. I did a video in that I explained you how to download this WinSCP and put utilities. So the to we have to copy this file into Linux VM, and you can start using the step. Okay, that is one way, right? And or you can open the putty session in your machine, start the VM and open the putty session, connect to the VM, right? To connect to the VM, we need to actually um, the IP address, right? The IP address range we start from 192.168. For that, we have to create a network adapter for it. So just click on this virtual machine and click on settings and navigate to the network section, and you see by default NAT will be there. The second adapter we are going to create, so click on the adapter 2 tab and check the enable network adapter and choose host only adapter. Okay, so once you choose host only adapter and click OK, and then start the VM. Now it is going to launch the VM where we have a Ubuntu 20.04 operating system installed, and then we can see the IP address what is generated, which with the range of 192.168, and then use that IP address and connect via putty. Okay, I just put password as DataMaking. Okay, DataMaking all in small case. The VM is launching now. So first thing is you need to open the terminal to know the IP address of this machine. I'll just type the command called ifconfig. It is no if config utility is not available. For that, you need to install the net tools. So you can just run this command sudo apt install net tools, net hyphen tools. So it is going to ask the password, root sudo password. It is also same as data making. and it is going to install this ifconfig utility and other utilities. So net tools, if you not installed on the VM, sorry, the in the inside VM, you have a Ubuntu operating system. If net tools is not installed, then you will not be able to use the ifconfig command. Okay, now we install that. Now we will try this command, ifconfig. Now you see there is uh, uh, enp0s3. There is a IP range it's showing here 10.0.2.15. We will not be able to connect this IP using this IP. And there is one more IP which is generating 192.168.56.102. So this is the IP using which you can connect from your local machine. And this is a local IP address 127.0.1. Okay, now open a putty session and then type the IP address. My username is DataMaking. You can give later also username, but anyway, I am providing username at the rate 192.168.56.102.102. So I am just giving the name as DataMaking VM3 and then save this and open this. So it is saying it's not a connection refused. Okay, 192.168.56, right? Again, let me try. Data making at the rate 192.168.56. So this is the correct IP address. 168.56.102. Okay, let me close the VM. Okay, I will power off the VM. We will check once again the network setting. Let's go to the settings. So and go to the network settings. Yeah, network tab. And adapter one is NAT. This is host only adapter. It is fine. It's using the VirtualBox host only Ethernet adapter, which is also correct. Open a terminal here, sorry, command line, and type a command called ipconfig, which in Windows it's ipconfig. So what it says is the wireless LAN adapter IP address this, and so this is Ethernet and host only. IP ranges IP address this. Okay, should be fine. Okay, let me start again. So let's this is get launched. Mm, anything, all thing looks fine only. All right. So let this gets launched. Data making. And I'm going to open the terminal once this desktop opens. I'm going to hello. Okay, so I made one mistake. Actually, it was throwing connection refuse because it is not having OpenSSH server and client installed on this machine. So that's the reason connection was refusing. I missed this step, so I will add it in the our notes, or you can make note of it. Sudo apt install OpenSSH open hyphen SSH hyphen server and open SSH hyphen client. I think this step is there in the Hadoop installation. So if you are connecting before you're trying to connect your host machine through putty, sorry, your VM via putty from your host machine before installing Hadoop, then this step we may not did it earlier. So that's the reason it connection is throwing. So I just ran this command sudo apt install OpenSSH server and OpenSSH client. Then it was prompt you for do you want to uh, um, so it will prompt you like do you want to continue, like it is going to consume some certain amount of space, it has disk space. Say yes, and then it will install. Then when I open a putty, it is able to connect. So I just want to reconnect again in front of you. So I'll just like the same IP address. I didn't do any change in the IP address. So data making is username at the rate 192.168.56.102. So I'll just click on open. So it is prompting this alert, accept this, and it is prompting for the use password. So password is again same data making. So now I'm able to connect to the VM. Okay, so it is installed with Ubuntu 20.0.4 LTS. Okay, good. We installed it. Now we can start the Python installation. Okay. Now, just if you want to know the Ubuntu version, you can run this command lsb release -a. So it says the distribution of the OS and the version of that stuff. Now check whether the Python 3 is already there. Yeah, it is Python 3 is already installed. The Python 3.10 because I didn't do installation. The OS we installed the Ubuntu OS in the last video. It comes with this version. Okay. Now, if say example, if you don't have it, okay. So say example, if you're not showing the Python 3 version, then what you need to do is you just run this apt update. Okay. After updating, you can do the sudo apt install Python 3. This will install the Python 3 version of the uh, uh, runtime. Then we are also going to install few other commands. So once Python is available, so we are going to install the pip, the package manager. Okay. So check pip3 is there. It is not there. Pip also not there, right? So we are going to run this command sudo space apt install -y. So basically it will prompt every time when you try to install some package, some amount of disk space going to consume, right? If you provide this -s command, it will continue, it will not prompt. So it is asking for the sudo password. So it is not asking to continue yes or no. So it is installing uh, the pip package. So it will take some time based on your internet bandwidth. So for me it is going fast. Okay, let's this get installed. 90% is completed. It will complete soon. 95%. Okay. Okay, we'll see what is the next command. So once we install, there are so these are some of the other packages we need for other like when you try to install MySQL package to connect MySQL DB, it will prompt some error message. Okay, so to avoid those, we are installing this build essential, libssl dev, all these packages. Okay, let's this get completed, then we start the installation. This 99% done, almost it is done. Okay, so this is completed. Now you can check the pip3 version -v install pip 20.0.2 version. Okay, this is good. Now let's install this. Here also we just put the -y option so that it does not prompt. Okay, this is also almost done. Okay, now we will start with the creating a Python virtual environment. What is Python virtual environment? So basically, when you have a runtime, we already have the Python 3 runtime, right? So we can start building the application, Python application. So say example, you have a application 1 which needs ABC package. Okay, so we have a ABC package. Okay, and then you want a Python application 2 which may requires again the like it's a different package. Okay, but you don't need the ABC package, right? So we want to create a Python virtual environment help you to create isolation environment, okay, where you have a runtime and a separate runtime for you, and you can have a package installed on that particular environment which can be isolated. So that package you may not use it in the other Python application. So to make the isolation Python environment, there is a concept called virtual environment in Python. So for that, to create that, we can just so if you want to place that environment specific folder, you can create this folder, or it's up to you. You can create in home folder also. Uh, just a minute. Sorry for the interruption. So so we can have this. So let's create mkdir environments and then navigate to the environments. So when you create a Python virtual environment, before activate we need to activate the virtual environment. So whenever you run that the activate command, you should be under that Python virtual environment folder location. So whether you have this environment, it's up to you. But whenever you want to activate, you should be in a location where Python virtual environment folder is there. Okay, that's you need to make sure. Now I navigate to the environments folder, which is there in my home directory, which is home slash DataMaking my username, and we have created a environments. Now let's create a Python virtual environment. So for that, Python 3 hyphen m is a module called venv virtual environment to create virtual environment. So I creating a virtual environment with the name of DataMaking. Say enter. So it says we need to install this, right? It says this can be used. You need to install Python 3 venv. Okay, fine. Let's install this. So let me add this step also here. I think it is there. Okay, so if not found, we need to run this command. Okay, so it is going to take some time based on your internet bandwidth. So the Python 3 venv also installed. Now let's run the Python 3 space hyphen m env DataMaking. So we created the Python virtual environment called DataMaking. Now we need to activate this. So before your username, the nothing like there before DataMaking username, right? So after activating, before the username, you will have a bracket. Inside the bracket, you will have the virtual environment name to identify that you are using a particular virtual environment. Okay, just to ls you can check. Now I am have to source and activate. So source space, you have to provide the virtual environment name, which will have the bin folder, then activate. When you run this command, now you see you are inside the virtual environment DataMaking, right? Now you can start creating start installing the packages which is specific to only this DataMaking Python environment. Okay, so it's kind of a good practice to have a Python virtual environment, have a specific Python packages. I hope this video is very helpful. So what we did in this video is basically we actually started our virtual environment to connect the virtual environment from our local machine. We need to enable the network adapter, host only network adapter, and we were not able to connect because of the open SSH server and client was not installed. So we installed it, then we were able to and also to know the IP address, we need to install the uh, um, net-tools package. After installing the package, we were able to get the IP address, and then we were able to connect via putty. Then we started the Python installation, where it's already coming with the Python. I think Python 8. -v was the command, right? So it's coming with the Python 3.8.10 as a Python version. So if it's not there, so we need to install using the pip install command. So that's what we did in this session. So in the next video, we will install the MySQL and then followed by Hadoop and Spark. Thank you so much, friends.